Field, is he okay? Smollett said he's good to go.
From the I formation, it's an option look. Golson, late pitch to Cook, who's got the edge. Dalvin Cook's off and running. Hamstring looks just fine. Touchdown, Florida State, 72 yards. Golson, throw on second down, flips it short, and there is Cook. Beats the corner. Dancing down the sideline, makes a cut. Cook scored twice. First down after the penalty. And this is Cook with a crease. And a quick burst. And Darwin Cook appeared to sort of pull up again as he broke free. He appeared to feel a twinge. You could see the quick deceleration, and he's walking to the sidelines with some bad body language.
Yeah, with Cook back in there with the ability to catch the ball to the backfield and also obviously run the football.
He's got it on 2nd and 1. Leg looks okay. He's off and running again.
That is just a different gear. How about the vision? That play is designed to go left. He sees the grass to the right, instantly accelerates.
Golson straight back. Cook again. And he's got a first down. So tough to defend the speedy tailback out of the backfield. Cook breaks free into the secondary. Darting down that far sideline, wrestled down inside the 25-yard line. Inside of 7 minutes, he's got it again. He's got a crease again. Slips a tackle. Cook headed for the end zone. 23 more yards. The hat trick for the Miami native puts the Seminoles back on top. It's to Cook, who's got the edge. Dalvin Cook's off and running. Touchdown, Florida State, 72 yards.
Arm is lethal.
Little wonder why he is #1 among Power 5 running backs in yards after contact.
There he goes again.
And he is a special back.
The power, the speed, the combination. There may not be a player in college football who has had a better start to the year. Cook turns the corner, breaks a tackle, down the sideline.
Dalvin Cook doesn't need a lot of room to be able to squirm through there and then hit that acceleration button. And before you know it, he's to the 3rd level and running by people.
Plenty of room for Dalvin Cook. There he goes into the secondary, and he's got another gear. Dalvin Cook breaking tackles to the pylon. That's a Seminoles touchdown.
McGuire trips but gets it to Dalvin Cook, still on his feet. Dalvin Cook inside the 10. Dalvin Cook touchdown.
Dalvin Cook turns the corner. Inside the 40. Breaking tackles. There he goes. Dalvin Cook to the pylon. He's into the end zone for an FSU touchdown. Plenty of room for Dalvin Cook. There he goes into the secondary, and he's got another gear. Dalvin Cook breaking tackles to the pylon. That's a Seminoles touchdown. Boy, what an honor. And a counter toss to Dalvin Cook, who gets the edge and picks up a Florida State first down. Cook turns the corner, breaks a tackle, down the sideline. Did he step out? He did not. That's the 2nd touchdown of the game for Dalvin Cook. Looking for room and finding more is Dalvin Cook. There he goes again. Breaks another tackle. And they'll say that he stepped out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. He ran through what you could make an argument was a horse collar tackle and still found his way to the end zone, but he picks up 50 before he stepped out. Hand off to Cook. Look at him break tackles. Out of the wash to the sideline, very close to a first down. Well, that is certainly the exclamation point for Florida State. Dalvin Cook scores again. 266 yards, his 3rd touchdown of the day.
It's been 45 long years since a Stanford player won college football's most prestigious individual honor, and Christian McCaffrey hoping to snap that drought this weekend. I'm Ashley Adamson in Midtown Manhattan ahead of the 81st annual Heisman Trophy presentation. McCaffrey arrived here in New York earlier today alongside the two other Heisman finalists, Alabama running back Derrick Henry and Clemson quarterback Deshaun Watson. I know you were obviously in Atlanta last night. You've been able to spend some time with Derrick and Deshaun, been able to trade any good stories. What do you make of those guys?
Oh, it's just so fun picking their brain and just to see, how they approach the game and how they approach life in general. Me and Deshaun went to the mall a couple days ago just to hang out, and it's just cool being around other really good players.
And how about Christian? Have you had a chance to watch them?
Yeah, I watch him all the time. I'm real cool with David Shaw, so every time, whenever we finish playing, they're playing on the West Coast, and so, able to watch his game and officially meet him. I love his family, love his parents, and our relationship has, gotten even tighter.
Christian's a great player, very versatile, can do different things with the ball, and can run the ball, catch the ball, and special teams, and breaking Brandon Sanders' record. I know that's a blessing. I know he's thankful for that. He's done a great job this year.
You can tell by that smile, McCaffrey soaking up every moment. This event kicks off a slew of activities that will lead up to Saturday night's Heisman announcement. Now, McCaffrey told us he's humbled to be here, said he's not really nervous because everything is out of his control at this point. He did prepare a few notes of people he wanted to thank in case he does get to give an acceptance speech, but that most of his message would come from the heart. Coming up tomorrow.
Now, Christian McCaffrey. And McCaffrey's got a seam. And Fairbairn's got no chance. Can the others get him on the angle? Inside the 5. This time he does find that seam, and he stretches across. Let's see where they mark it. They're going to say inside the 1.
After review, the ruling touchdown.
To the roar of Stanford Stadium. 2nd and 5. All too easy. Untouched.
Right now tonight.
Here's McCaffrey giving way, and it's a reverse back to Hogan. How about this from Stanford? Did he catch that pinned against the defender's back? That is utterly incredible. Francis Owusu, that may be the play of the year so far. Wow. How in the world did Owusu do that? Razzle dazzle and then bringing it on the back end.
Look at that.
McCaffrey on the direct snap. And look at him find that hole. And Christian McCaffrey is turning it on. What a night. What a night for the sophomore sensation.
He lost a lot of those impact guys, and
4 rushing touchdowns now for Christian McCaffrey. 56-35. Stanford just keeps looking better. And
he has been as impressive as any other player in the country. What's made his season so special for you?
Well, I think number one, just being able to do anything that they ask him to do. And they ask him to do a lot. Talking about coming out of the backfield, he's definitely a great runner, but he catches the ball out of the backfield. And the one thing I love is they actually keep him back on kickoff return. Not only is he the best player in the conference, I actually think he's the best player in the country because he does so much for his football team. So, congratulations to Christian. He definitely deserves it. I'm waiting for him to take home the Heisman, though.
You talk to like an old school coach and they say, oh, he's a football player, right? He is a football player, and this guy does everything. What I'm most impressed with, though, is how he's handled all of it. It's his mentality. I mean, nobody really knew about this guy outside of the state of California coming into the season in the big college football world. And now he's as big as anybody in the college football landscape, and he's just maintained an even keel. You watch him practice, you watch him warm up, you get to talk to this young man. That's what I'm most impressed with. We've been around a lot of Heisman Trophy contenders, and they kind of fall off because it gets a little too big for them. So kudos to David Shaw, that entire staff, and of course him, and just his pedigree and the way that he's been able to manage that. I'm excited. I don't think the stage is too big for him. I think he shines, has a Heisman moment. I'll see you in New York.
Well, you're going to see him in person at Levi Stadium for this championship game. We will be holding it down in the studio for the pregame show, which starts at 3:30 Pacific time here on the Pac-12 network. But let's just say you want to hang out with Yogi at Levi Stadium. All you have to do, pac-12.com/tickets. Yeah, he's going to have some fun, but if you can't go, it's all good. We turn on TV, you watch us. Put your feet up, relax, right? McCaffrey's going to put on a show.
He will. My seat's better, though.
It's a little surprised they weren't getting a timeout.
Washington showing blitz. Freeman runs right through the space that was vacated. They couldn't have called a better play if Washington had announced what they were doing.
It's really important.
In college. He's a remarkable athlete. Freeman's got it. There's a
tackle, but Adams trying to pick up an extra yard. A little dangerous there at the end.
Adams with plenty of time. Rifles to a wide open Carrington. And Carrington, a very dynamic receiver, ends up with the
pressure needed for Washington here.
Great job, guys. Way to get that shot. Take Griffin, and Taj Griffin will have enough for a first down. It will be 1st and goal for the Ducks. And goal. They'll give it to Griffin again. Still on his feet. Griffin powers his way into the end zone. And out in front of him, Evan Bowler, the new left guard, who just kept driving.
And it is not illegal for an offensive lineman to push from behind. They cannot pick up and move somebody. Boy, that was a good block there by Jacobs and the big middle linebacker. Big help to have him back.
Adams under pressure again. Like a broken record, he escapes again. Has the first down and more slides out of bounds. Boy, is he quick.
I mean, Washington's had him dead to rights how many times in the backfield and haven't been able to get him.
Here's the big guy breaking away. Freeman inside the 45. They're about the 42. He came into this game with 32 runs better than 10 yards. That's #1 in the country. He just added to it.
Well, that was a mistake that time. You could see the misstep by Azim Victor. Game winds down.
Freeman. Big guy's off and running again. Freeman to midfield, finally forced out of bounds. Very close to a first down. And 75, you better be able to make people miss. Adams off his back foot. Perfect post. And a great play by Carrington.
And this is terrifically blocked by Oregon. Wow, do they have it sealed. But watch Vizcaino right there, stays alive and has excellent speed, can really run for a kicker.
How about that?
Boy, I mean, that's as good as effort as you're going to see from a kicker. Vizcaino spent the time, a terrific player off the edge for the Huskies.
Adams throws the post down to the 6-yard line, and again, Carrington was wide open.
And here's the handoff, and it's Freeman bringing it away. Down the sideline. Rolls Royce out of bounds at the 35. Dallas Lloyd tracked him down, but it's a gain of 40. Hogan finds McCaffrey in the flats, and he doesn't fool anybody. McCaffrey just thrown to the ground. Great defense to Rodney Prevost, the junior from Houston, Texas, with the tackle.
Gus Stroll, back to you.
So Michigan holding on. McCaffrey tries to get outside, and he will not. This time it's to Rodney Prevost and Rodney Hardrick combining on the tackle. Seasoned by the Pac-12 media. 1st and 10 at the 25. And here's Nelson running over the right side with that room down the sideline. Watch out. I don't think they're going to catch him. No, they won't. Nelson, 75 yards. Play fake. That ball thrown wide. Caught Dwayne Stanford. And he'll pick up the first down and more. A 13-yard gain. Cody Whitfield with the tackle.
It's just a math equation. Only 2 Stanford defenders, 3 Oregon players. It's a called run, but Vernon Adams counts those Cardinal players and pitches it out.
Here's Adams. Looking. Steps back. Over the middle. And caught. Stanford with the reception, a 12-yard gain. David Shaw said he was so worried about Vernon Adams creating in the pocket. Here's McCaffrey on the pitch. Ooh. What a collision.
Take a piece for these quarterbacks, and there's the collision. Normally you don't see McCaffrey.
109 yards and a touchdown. He'll throw on first down. fires out wide, has his receiver, and this is Evan Bayless breaking tackle, stiff arming, still on the move, and he's dragged down inside the Stanford 35. That's a 34-yard gain for the junior from Centennial, Colorado. Adams, option, Freeman gets a shoulder square, first down and more, Freeman, touchdown Oregon, 19 yards. And the Ducks march it right down the field on their opening drive of the second half
to take a happy about that. The block that springs him is number 81, Evan Bayless. Just gets enough of the defender, Jordan Perez, to spring free.
Midfield for Stanford. Hogan looking, winds up, he's got Rector! Incomplete. Rector broke free. And Adams delivering. Caught. Taj Griffin breaks it across the field at the 10. 5. Touchdown Oregon. 49 yards.
Lined up in the backfield, and everyone gets mixed up. Blake Martinez looks like he's trying to cover that flat, and then Griffin runs right by him. Great read from Adams, and then the cutback gets in.
McCaffrey trying to pick his way. Cuts it inside and gets mugged. Great job by Reggie Daniels. He ran right through him and says, no, not this time.
Here's the block that needs to take place to get the edge. But Oregon does a great job of stringing that out. See how that outside arm came free for the Oregon defender? That's 33, Tyson Coleman. We've seen him do that now 3 or 4 different times. That is
the 4th. Oregon keeping it on the ground. Freeman. And Rice Freeman down at the 31. Justin Reed with the tackle.
Backfield.
First down and 10. And they hand it off to Nelson around the corner. Nelson stays in bounds, picks up the first down. Cody Whitfield with the tackle.